My plate is an empty canvas and, I can draw from it. I fell in love with the symphony of it, the dance of it.
Women excel in cooking. This is what we do naturally, and behind every great French chef was a grandmother or a mother. You look at individuals like Bocuse and Girardet, and they always learn to cook from their mothers. They learn to cook from their grandmothers.
It became the love of my life. I chose to make a better life for me and for my kids. Besides that, I fell in love with the business.
Well, there's no doubt that there is still a glass ceiling for women in all kinds of industry, and especially in the culinary world. Over half of the graduates of culinary schools are women, yet less than 7% of women own restaurant businesses in this country.
I got 8 rejection letters that said, we don't take women in our kitchens. Going forward, what women have to look at is they have to create their own destiny.
I'm a kid from Southie who lives in a housing project, 0 education, but in my head, I knew what I wanted.
When I opened the first restaurant, I had 1 child, and I said, listen, I have this torment in me. I'm a mother, I want to stay with her all the time, and yet I have this business and I'm passionate about it. The pediatrician looked me straight in the eyes. They said, children want happy parents. Make it happen.
There's a push for comprehensive family leave packages so that people don't have to choose between having a family and being a chef.
Tonight is a murder night, you understand? Don't screw up tonight, because guess what? You're going to McDonald's. Watch your back, watch your back.
There were no roadblocks that were going to stop Val. She put everything she had into it.
I became a bull and I kept on going.
My first cake went to the Carlisle Hotel. The Pierre found out, the Plaza found out, and all the hotels said, hey, there's a new kid in town. And then, of course, they discovered it was a 50-year-old woman.
I wanted to find the most New York City boys club, and they were super sexist. If a woman walked in, the first thing they wanted to see if they wanted to have sex with her. The second thing they probably wanted to see is if she was tough enough.
I think it's really important to support local agriculture, to use local farms. It's going to taste better and it's good for the environment. It's less carbon footprint.
Alice Waters said it best. If we celebrated food for what it should be celebrated for, women would naturally rise to the top.
Ladies, let's go! People say to me, why do you keep growing? Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I do what I love?
To go online and check them out and see what they've been up to in the last, I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 40 years. Because that's, it's what it's about. I mean, I've always said in this business that it's like dog years. People said, how long did you work with Wolfgang? I said, only 3. Dog years, that is. Yeah, there we go. Get a few laughs out of everybody. So I think we need to start on the far right over here, or my left, or your whatever. Carrie Nahabedian. I'm very bad as a Brooklyn, New Yorker with pronouncing names. I don't know, it's kind of like family here. Each and every one of you I've known for years, and so for me it's exciting just to see where they were little nuggets themselves and then turn into medium nuggets and big nuggets, and we don't know where everybody's gonna go. So it's exciting, and I know Carrie for, oh my gosh, 20 some odd years, because I met her at the Four Seasons. And Carrie is, award-winning James Beard Award winner. She was here at the Four Seasons for over 8 years as the executive chef and came from Chicago. Then moved back and opened up NAHA in Chicago, where she's won all these amazing awards, and she's just incredible. And so, whether y'all realize it or not, but she's a daughter of LA too. right? And without a doubt, like Nancy and many other women in this city, and Mary Sue, and I can go on for days. I mean, can I just say that for half a second? I mean, this city, compared to any other city in the entire country, has more women per capita that are running kitchens. So little credit out there for that. And it's only more to come. It really is. I just got chills when I said that. So hats off to Carrie for being there. Okay. Now, I only know Aarti as Aarti Party, okay? And so when it came this evening to ask how to pronounce her name, I said, like, Sisu Perez? Like, she sounds like she's Spanish. She doesn't sound like she's from Bombay originally. And your last name to pronounce it properly is?
Sequeira.
Sequeira, okay, which I thought sounds Spanish, but
It is. It's Portuguese.
Portuguese. Oh, so there you go. All right. So, I mean, it's just so amazing, Aarti's story, because she was born in Bombay and then moves over to Dubai and then moves to Chicago eventually, and then is in journalism. And then takes it from journal. I mean, I don't want to cut anybody short, but it's amazing. Her family's cooking food, dad's going to the market, everybody loves food, she's cooking at home, and it just comes as a second nature. She goes into journalism, winds up with CNN, and then moves to New York with CNN, and then tries out for this darn show. Yeah. Season 4? Season 6 of the next Food Network star, and son of a gun, she wins. Aarti had a party. Right? Big props. And I'll just throw that in there, working mom. Speaking of working moms, let's go on to the next one. Yay, working mom. Okay, I'm gonna go really fast because we've got lots to say. So this is Antonia Lofaso. She's a fellow New Yorker. Hello. Multi-restaurant running person here in LA. Worked with the team at Spago, okay, which we kept all those people on one side, if you noticed. With Spago, where she became a sous chef, and then, gosh, what a bunch of cojones. This girl's never sous chef. She never became a sous chef. You never did. She never was a sous chef. It wasn't nothing to do with me. She never became a chef, but she was amazing. I thought so. That's how amazing she was. The bottom line is she leaves there, and then she opens up.
Never let her become a sous chef.
We'll talk about that in a sec. Oh God, it's getting hot out here already. So she then goes on and opens up a restaurant called Foxtail, and it just does amazing. She goes.
Foxtail closed. That was.
You were doing. You went to Top Chef first. So with Foxtail, she goes to Top Chef. I read my bios and I get everything online. And so she goes off and she does amazingly well with that. And then on and on and on. And they're now partners and restaurants and all of that great stuff. So I mean, you are that next layer of the crust. You're like the fruit pie in the middle at this point. You're just like amazing. So I can't believe it. Mom as well, running all these locations, all these things, still doing TV. And when you talk to her, she's gonna tell you what to do. She told me not to sit in a chair tonight, so that's why I'm walking around. Yes, chef. That's what we learned first thing. Yes, chef. Moving on to Miss Hillary. Miss Hillary, the first time I met Miss Hillary, she had moved from West Virginia. Mountain Mama, and then she was with us at the Source. She went to Pittsburgh to University Art Institute, and then she moved to DC. Why'd you move to DC? We'll ask you about that in a sec. And then she's at the Source, which is our Asian concept, their Asian concept. I still, once part of it, you're always part of it.
18 years, baby.
Yeah, I know, it's like this part of me. And so then she's doing so well, and without a doubt, one of the most she never stops working. I admired her as well as Antonia the first moment I met him. And she's working and she becomes a sous chef, she moves to Beverly Hills. She's at Cut. I mean, this is like the primo brand. We love Spago, it's great. But Cut, and it's not easy. And she becomes a sous chef, and now she's executive chef. Okay, joined at the hip with. And I'm very jealous of this relationship, so I really want to get in and dig to find out have they pulled each other's hair at some point. No, that's not nice. But they love each other so much, and it's so sweet, is Ellen Curtis. And Ellen is, she has an amazing background all over the world. This is a girl from Kansas City. And worked with David Burke and Donatella in New York City, shows up at our doorstep at Spago at one point, and just is amazing. Can I tell them what I really call you? Yeah, Sweet Smelling Ellen. Yes. Sweet Smelling Ellen is just awesome. She can park your car, know who's seated at the table, what their birthday is, when they arrive, what time they're leaving, what the kids are, what the allergies are. She can get behind the line and help Hillary. She's an amazing. And I need to say this, you're about to all get chills as well. These two people, chef and manager, I'll call them that, are, I looked in, and I'm gonna have to be corrected, the only 2 women-led Michelin star kitchen in the world.
It doesn't matter how great your talent is, but if you don't love what you're doing, if you don't come in happy, you saw it on the screen with Joanna James' mother, with Val. If you've ever met Val, she's exactly like she is on the screen. But you feel it, especially as a woman. You wear it every single day. The men just don't really understand it. They're kind of machines. They just come in and do it. But I do it because I love it, and I've been cooking for over 40 years. I started in high school, and how I got the bug is my mother, who's in the audience right here, 90 years old. My mother, Helen, cooked incredible food. My grandmother, Rose, all the women in our family cooked really great. And I used to run home from school and watch Julia Childs. And for me, it was a natural. And I just love the organic side of creating. I'm not talking organic meaning farming. I'm talking just about taking something so beautiful, appreciating it, and then making it into something spectacular. So at the end of the day, cooking is all about the passion. Cooking is all about the love.
You said everything I was going to say, so I know, except for your mother and your grandmother, because you're not my mother. But the thing that I've always lived by is, do you have a fire in your belly for it? And my mentor, when I was in journalism school, said the same thing. He was like, if you lose the fire in your belly for this world to be a journalist, then you need to get out, because it's going to get really dangerous and you're going to make some bad decisions. And I think we've seen that happen, haven't we? So, so when I switched from journalism to the kitchen, and I was staging under Suzanne Goen, and that was the biggest blessing ever, because here was a kitchen it was a very nurturing kitchen, and I felt very much that it was trickle down. You know, if I was in the weeds on a tomato salad and I had like 10 of them to go, I would look to my right and suddenly she'd be right there, making a ding-dang tomato salad. I was like, you should be making this with me, you know. So, and I remember one night Suzanne came in and she was pregnant, I think with the twins. Oh, and she was out to here, and she came in on a Saturday, and I helped her make the Sunday supper. And then she rolled back into her car to go to the other 2 restaurants to go and check in on them. And I was like, I don't think I have that kind of fire in my belly for this. And I went off and made a documentary after that, because I was like, I'd be 8 months pregnant editing a documentary to do that, you know? So just recognizing, like, if you don't have the fire in your belly for it, then don't do it. And if you do, then that's what you're made to do.
First off, Sherry, thank you so much for all those incredible introductions. And I just want to say quickly about sort of the hospitality diversity that we have up here, and that was kind of what I'm really excited about. We have our general manager, we have CDC, we have someone who's huge in television and journalism, someone who's been in the industry forever and has this long-standing history and education. So thank you, first off, all of you guys for being here. For me, cooking was just second nature. It was the cable man came over to fix something and my mom wanted to know why I hadn't made him a sandwich. There was just always food in the refrigerator. What are we making? Who are we making it for? As I became a teenager, girlfriends of mine are like, we're inviting these 6 guys over for a pool party. And I was like, I'm gonna do a full hot dog stand. And they were just like, yeah, that's kind of not what we were going for when we said we were having a pool party. So it was just this natural want, need, and desire to cook for people in any capacity, in any scenario. And it was a part of service. It was hospitality, it was service that I couldn't articulate at a young age. I always like to say that the kitchens and the hospitality world is made up of a band of misfits. Like, she's dressed really nice right now, but if you actually heard what's going through her mind, she should be in prison. She's dressed really nice right now, and she agrees with most of the horrible things that come out of my mouth. So it is a specific group of people. We all know who we are. Y'all know who you are out there. We somehow find each other in this world, and we live in this world together, happily, unhappily a lot of the times. And then it goes back to happily and then unhappily. But I think that's doctors, lawyers, and everyone else.
Well, I started cooking because I'm really shy and I don't like talking to people. And
that's why we need to
and it's like exposure therapy. But that's also what cooking became for me. It was a way to speak to people without actually having a conversation, and being able to identify with the people I worked with. It's incredible. It's a family. I moved to Los Angeles almost 10 years ago. All my family's on the East Coast, but now my family is the restaurant and the groups of people that I meet along the way, and it becomes addictive. And for every person who made you feel like you couldn't do it, or you shouldn't do it, and you should just maybe stay at home and cook, there were 10 other people that have been my biggest fans and always pushing me to keep going. And that's one reason why I continue to do it, because I can, and I can prove to a lot of other people that it's possible. And it's kind of become, I mean, I'm still young, but it's part of my life's work, and I really enjoy it.
I heart you. I heart you too. Oh man, I'm done shaking now, not quite. Okay. Well, I didn't get the cook bug, but I got the eat bug. And actually for me, I am a lover of the arts and a supporter for artists. And where I found my niche was supporting celebrity chefs and their vision and their crazy, and helping to translate that and build bridges so that others could understand it in a simple way. So you all have this amazing ability, but someone has to translate it. There also has to be a home for the odd ducks. And I love having actors and artists and writers working for us because they're electric and they bring to hospitality the show that is so important. And for me, old movies with the maitre d' running in with the table and putting it in the middle of the dance floor so Clark Gable can have a seat, like that's my gig, man. That's what I love. And I love all of you. So there you go. Yes. We have a Chef Sherry story. I have stories about you.
Oh, no. Okay, I've got the mic now, so I have to